What's going on, guys? Oh my Godzilla back here with a very exciting double figure review for you today from Playmates Toys. We finally were able to track down the real Feel Godzilla and real Feel Kong from Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire. Super stoked to finally add these to the collection, guys. Definitely looking forward to jumping right in. Oh my God! Guys, I wanted to quickly take a look at these figures in their packaging. This is the first time I have in person seen this new Monsterverse Playmates packaging. Love the background. Makes me think hopefully Playmates is going to continue to expand on in the Monsterverse. Very, very cool. We have some of these kaiju over here. There's the logo. Godzilla Evolved Real Feel. Kong has the same Real Feel logo there. Cool imagery of Godzilla on the side. We do have kind of the generic stuff we have to get on the back. Collect them all. We kind of have the wave. The newest wave. Interesting how Mechagodzilla is in there. That's very random, I feel like. But, guys, I also wanted to quickly show you the barcodes. Snag these barcodes and try them in your stores. I got mine at Target, so try them at Target. Go ahead and see if you can have any luck with these figures in your Target stores. There is the back of the box for Kong. And, guys, let's get back to the figures. Hey guys, editing the video, and I wanted to give you one more chance to take a picture of this barcode. This one's for Godzilla, and I also wanted to give you the Target product number called a DPCI. Godzilla is 087261616, so you can give that number to a Target employee if you'd like to, and hopefully they can use that number to pull up the figure if you're just checking in over the phone. And the Kong DPCI is going to be 08726 3535. I do know Playmates has had some issues with the product numbers and the new Playmates stuff, so hopefully those work. Fingers crossed. So here they are, the real Feel Godzilla and real Feel Kong. Let's go ahead and start with the Godzilla, starting kind of with the aspect that's very brand new, the feeling, the real feel. So it's on Godzilla, it's definitely a little less obvious than Kong. I think instead of using like a plastic, which Playmates normally use for these figures, they just use like a rubber. Like he's just kind of very rubbery. Like so. The feel, just kind of like a slight rubbery texture to it. The spines, everything is very rubbery. He holds his form fine. Standing is a little bit of an issue for him. He kind of likes to tip, so you kind of have to have that foot kind of up, which looks a little goofy because his foot's not properly placed on the ground. But really, all they did for Godzilla was instead of printing the figure in plastic, they printed him in rubber. Like everything, even like you can see we're getting bent out of his neck, like his jaw. Like look at the bottom jaw, very plasticky figure. Which is fine. He feels more like a leathery Godzilla than a plastic Godzilla would. But jumping back kind of into just checking out the detail. Same thing we've seen from Playmates. He's very shiny and glossy. But same detail, I think it's the exact same mold. They just filled it with rubber. So very, typical Playmates detail that we have seen, which is fine. They did a good job on this figure, I think, for sure. We do have the tail again, super rubbery. Very, very much rubbery on the tail. But again, the detail's good. The paint's fine. They did the kind of translucent spines that were, translucent, which is great to see. I always like the translucent, but it's always annoying when they do the very hard cutoff like this, the transition from the body to the tail. I understand why they do it. It's just, visually it's very obvious. It'd be very cool if we got that translucent all the way through the tail, but that is okay. Not going to expect that from a $10 Playmates figure. Detail is good. I love the spines. Again, I've always loved what Playmates do with these spines. I love how the texture of them, they just have this kind of rings. They look very, very good, I think. The face is good. The paint is applied very accurately. They did a good job transitioning kind of the blended pink into the kind of, it's almost a light, very light dark brown, interestingly enough. Very white chest for Godzilla. But the paint, again, applied very accurately. Detail, very good. Again, it's so funny to me how rubbery this figure is. It's crazy. Articulation-wise, guys, leg, gonna comfortably move from there. You could force it if you really want to, especially because it's rubbery. You could really manipulate this figure if you wanted to. Arms are gonna get that easy 360. The head is actually fixed, interestingly enough. And then the tail snaps on separately, so the tail's gonna be very posable, 360, up, down, left, right. Very movable on the tail. But guys, what do you think of this Godzilla? What do you think of the rubbery feel? If you've gotten this figure, how do how's it feel? I think this one feels fine, just kind of like a tough rubber, which is fine. I was very interested I figured that's about what they do for the real Feel Godzilla, but I was very curious to see what Playmates would end up doing. Into the real Feel Kong. Guys, I think we all expected exactly what this would be when we first heard about it. It's like a flocked Funko Pop. I don't have any of my flocked Funko Pops here at the house, so I can't bust any out to kind of show you comparatively, but if you have any flocked Funko Pops, you know what they feel like, you know what they look like. This is exactly it. They took that Playmates Kong and they gave it the flocked Funko Pop. But they did a good job of keeping the detail. You can see Kong keeps his texture on his legs They did a good job molding it to the figure mold. Unfortunately, we do have some screw holes on the back, which kind of take away from a little bit, but at least they're on the back. That's fine. So that's an interesting thing I just noticed about the Godzilla, though, is he's lacking the screw holes that he normally would have. Because instead of being a plastic figure that needs to be screwed together, he's just one big chunk of rubber. So that's something interesting that I just kind of picked up on. But moving back into Kong, very, very nice detail. Again, it's interesting, they kept, this part of his arm is flocked, so it's like, it's part of the beast glove, but it's the flocked material. Interesting, they didn't just make this the beast. I guess it was too expensive to you know, specify that be plastic and this be the flocked material. Obviously, the feet are not flocked. It's the regular plastic we've come to expect, basically. The chest, again, not flocked. The face, not flocked. The beast glove, not flocked. I thought it would have been really cool, since it's real feel, the beast glove is supposed to be metal. How cool would it have been if they kind of gave us a metal coat, or at least, like, kind of, you know, just something that's different than just the plastic. But that's all we got. Pretty good detail from Kong, again. Accurate paint detail on the face, eyes, mouth. The scars are all there. Again, the detail, even though he's flocked, the detail is still very good. Like, the arms are very, you know, the texture of it's still there. His fur kind of indents are all very good. His back, the buche. Everything is done very well on this Kong. Articulation-wise, arms are going to go 360. Head's going to go 360. And the legs are also going to go 360. Something interesting about this Kong, you could see back when he was packaged and he had those kind of, you know, the things strapping him in, those kind of left a mark on the flocked material. I think it was just because it was pushing against it for so long. So you can see kind of along his stomach, arm, he's got little marks on his legs. Those marks do stay, which is a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. These figures obviously do not scale well with the larger Godzilla X Kong Playmates figures. Here we have our figures next to the Bandai Movie Monster Series, Godzilla Evolved and Kong with Beast Glove, and our Godzilla versus Kong Hiya Toys figures. Still waiting on the Beast Glove Kong and the Godzilla Evolved from Hiya Toys. So overall, I think these figures are very fun. For only $10, just keeping the Playmates line alive. It's different enough, it's fun enough. I am glad I picked these two figures up. Let me know in the comment section below, have you guys found your real Feel Godzilla and Kong? What do you think of them? Which one's your favorite one? I don't know, the flocked Kong is pretty nice, but the rubbery Godzilla is funny. I wish he'd stand better. He definitely doesn't like to stand, but I am definitely glad I picked these two figures up. Guys, let me know if you're having any success using those barcodes I linked in the video. Guys, hopefully you can find these figures for yourselves. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see ya in the next one.